Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner Studio, and with me today I have the Front Royal Economic Development Authority, and heading up is Lizzie Lewis. You are the Community Liaison Activity Special Event
Something
Coordinator.
like that.
Planner.
Yeah, something like
She's
that.
got a long title. And we have Rick Novak, he's the chairman of the board, and Tom Eshelman, he's a board member. So primarily what we want to talk about today is the business survey that the authorities put together, and we want to go on that. Who wants to start off and tell us the background a little bit about the survey?
Well, I mean, we've been meeting and trying to get our feet underneath of us and figure out where we are. And we thought one of the best things we could do is ask the public.
Wow. That's a new idea.
Ask the businesses what they think. Where do they think we are?
Where's our choke points?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And so we started talking about this survey early on, and we finally, after a few meetings, came up with a revised version.
Yeah.
And so it's launched. It's
live. We've got responses. Yeah.
Right. So I noticed you were carrying around the other day a little business card you've been passing out.
Sure.
You got some of
You
those
want
with
it?
you?
You want
Let me see you got one with you?
If you've run into Rick in the last few weeks, he's put one in your hand.
Right,
so.
right. So what he's done is, Mark, I don't think you can
Liz
zoom in
did
on that,
this.
but she's done all this. This is the Business Development Board, and then on the back is a QR code that you just scan, takes you to the website, and it has the questions. It's very simple.
Yep.
And it also gives you a lot of opportunity to type something. They're not just yes, no, 1, 2, 3 type questions.
Absolutely. We knew that, almost none of the solutions are ever going to be a yes or a no or a 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
We wanted to really hear what the responses were from folks because we don't know if you don't tell us. So
Right,
we're giving
right.
you the best platform we can to hear from you.
All right. Tom?
Well, there's questions about the yes, no's or the direct answers are questions about their infrastructure.
Right.
How many employees do you have? Are you having problems getting employees? Are they part-time? Are they full-time? Does your business space meet your needs? Are you looking to grow? So we're focusing on that from an economic development standpoint, but we also, from a workforce solution, we're going to work very close with Laurel Ridge and with the Votech Center here. And are those two educational opportunities meeting the needs of the town of Front Royal? There's other things we focus on, but that was one of the main focuses.
And one of the things about economic development, all we think about is building buildings somewhere, but it's a big gamut of things that fall underneath that economic development. And you mentioned workforce. That's people say, why does Winchester get all these businesses and government agencies, and Front Royal doesn't get anything, even though we're in a better location? And I tell them one thing is workforce. They look for a certain type of workforce, the education level, the age level, the volume, other kind of industries there that have been trained. And until you have a workforce, it's difficult to snag some of these other companies that are coming in and looking for, especially in the high-tech world. So, but we're moving that direction, I think. And we were seeing things with our Blue Ridge Technical Center, Lord Fairfax, Laurel Ridge.
I think everybody
yeah.
struggles with that.
They have really put a lot of work into the trade industries over there, and with
Their workforce training
Yes,
is amazing.
it's
over
amazing.
there.
They got a lot of
We
simulators.
took a tour of
We
that.
got to take a tour. It was pretty cool. We spent, 2 hours there, guys?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they took us through all of the learning labs and all these different programs. And then they talked about how easy it is for people to pay for those
Right.
programs because they've got these great grants and
Right.
all these other opportunities and ways to make it as accessible as possible. So finding ways to work with them
Sure.
is really on our list of priorities.
Well, they're looking for avenues of
Tell it. They're doing the same thing. They're
what are we
surveying,
not
right?
doing?
Right.
Yeah, what are we
Yes.
not doing that you need?
Right.
So we're hoping to survey, and the biggest thing on the survey is this is your opportunity to grade what's working and what's not. And if people
We'll take compliments.
yeah, we want to.
Yes, what's working is great. We want to hear that too.
Yeah, because- and I think a lot of times, people we're tendency
But
to
we
complain.
want to know about the warts.
We do.
Right. But we do complain a lot. But I think what we really want to know, but sometimes the solution is there. People just, okay, you complained about this, how can we fix it? Sure. What do you think we should do to fix it? And you put a lot of those fix it together and you can come up with a solution.
Well, and we ask what they like. So there's positive aspects of it as well. I mean, what's happening that you do like? And then the coolest thing I like, one of the big questions was, what are tips that you could offer to other businesses to be successful in Front Royal? That's huge. I mean, we're relying on the community input of our business community to get probably a roundabout good answers,
Right,
for that.
I don't think so. A lot of our businesses that are here have been here a long time. Most people don't even know they're here. I get people drive by here all the time. I said, I've been here almost 50 years. And, and then what they tell me? Oh, you're where that speed shop was. They were here like 6 months in 1977, Oh, they can't remember. Anyway, but that's what happens. You see stuff every day and you just kind of like blank it out and you don't really realize. But we have a large, the schools and the hospitals obviously was our big employers for all these years, after Avtex closed. But, you get a business in here with even 100 employees, which we have quite a few businesses in town with 100 employees. We used to have 25 or 35. We were like number 25th largest business for a while, but, not anymore. But it's amazing how many people work. I go down to LD's. They got like 12 employees. Think about that. You don't realize how many people are working in just a small little diner.
Spelunker says he employs like 70 people.
Yes.
70.
Amazing, isn't it?
And I'm pretty sure they all work in the drive-thru.
But, that's what I'm saying is it takes people to do that. And the skills you learned. I know people ask me, well, I used to work for you. I said, you did? I can't remember. But I went through and I did. I went back and looked at all the people that have worked for me. It's like over 250 people, part-time this time. But then I look back and thinking, well, there's people that have started their own businesses here that used to work for me 20 years ago. And so, it's amazing. And they worked at other places as well. But, that's part of economic development. And I think we need to have businesses mentoring people, training people, right?
I agree. I think there's this misconception that economic development is really focused on new business.
Right.
And we have so many legacy businesses here in our community that really have something to offer and have offered it for decades, but maybe haven't had a platform to share some of that insight. I have the privilege of working with these two and the rest of our board who are business owners who own multiple businesses, who have employed thousands of people over the years, who have done a variety of enterprise. And so I think if we can capitalize on that legacy and sharing that knowledge, there's no wrong way to go about that.
No. I think, too, retaining what we have is number one, and then let's see what we can do to enhance that and make them grow. And then that will, when you're growing, people want to be part of a success.
Right.
Oh, I like what they're doing over there. Like, I really like them flowers hanging on Main Street, which we did that. And that's what, this little step, a little growth, a little things that you don't, you can't really put a handle on, but all of a sudden, wow.
We hope the survey will show us where our weaknesses are, but will also show us possibly where there are opportunities going forward, where we could help the business community, and so we're really excited about it.
So if you don't send out the survey, then I don't want to hear any more complaining, right? Is that what you're saying?
So listen, if you don't run into me or Tom or any of the other board members, go to the town website and go to the Front Royal Economic Development Authority tab.
Yep.
And I think discreetly down at the bottom,
it's right there.
It's in the middle. It says click here.
Click here.
I'm going to put the
All right.
links and everything in the story so people can go
Great.
straight there, and hopefully we can twist some arms.
We want as many people to give us their input as possible.
And it really needs it because Lizzie's done a great job of taking 7 opinions from board members and trying to focus them. I think when we were at 75 questions, we said, nobody's going to do this.
Yeah.
And we've gotten it down. I actually did the survey today. I think I might have skipped 2 questions, but I was able to knock it out in about 15 minutes.
Right.
Had I done the other 2 questions, probably 20. But we need that input. Lizzie's going to do a great job of assembling the best answers and giving us a picture of what people like, dislike, what are we doing right, and what are the needs.
We want to know.
And maybe maybe a plan would be, let's take that answers and create another survey to come back and try to, I didn't think about that. Oh, maybe that's a good idea.
We actually
Absolutely. Yes.
some of the questions that we didn't feel like should stay, we pulled out and they're like, we'll do that on a follow-up.
Yeah, we feel like this is going to be kind of a phased approach, right? So this is step 1. Like let's cast a wide net. Let's see what feedback we can get. Let's figure out, okay, what's really bubbling to the surface. And then phase 2, we want to have more conversations.
Right.
We want to do more in-person conversations too. And there's been a strong emphasis on we want to share the information that we find as well.
Sure.
So we want to report that back out. So we may have to come back.
Sure. Well, you're welcome anytime. I always say the first thing out, you get the low-hanging fruit. Then you come back and you start climbing up into the tree. But I think, excuse me, But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do. Just keep going. Number one rule in business, inspect what you expect. And that's part of what this is about. Let's get in there and start looking at it. And you should always constantly be testing and surveying. Just because it's worked, that doesn't mean it can't work better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I want to thank you all for coming, and thank you for being on the FREDA. I guess what we're calling it that now, FREDA. And
Business Development Board is a
Yeah.
name that we kind of like too.
Yeah, you like that too. But I think I don't think people realize how amount of work it takes. To do these things. It's a lot of work to serve on our
We've been averaging
community.
about 2 meetings a month.
Yeah.
A formal meeting and then kind of a work session in between.
Plus individual research.
Yeah.
all
Plus-
on
yeah,
our own.
plus-
Yeah, plus then trips to Roanoke to see hotels, things like that. So,
Yeah. That's a story coming up, by the way. We'll talk more about that.
Okay.
All right. Again, Lizzie, thanks for coming. I know you're welcome to come back and talk about some events that are happening.
Okay.
We're going to have a busy summer. So,
That we are, yes.
So we should be talking about that. And Rick, good luck when all the businesses. Oh, by the way, when you drive down 522 by the bowling alley, take a look at his new sign. How about that? You like that?
It looks
flag?
good.
Thank you,
It looks
thank you.
good.
economic development.
Listen, I'm really proud of it, and we're going to have a lot of community stuff on there.
Yeah.
As
So
well
then-
as, we're certainly going to
Sure.
promote the bowling center
Exactly.
and our new leagues that are on the 2nd and the 4th of
Oh my
June.
gosh. That's
right,
not a question on the survey.
Economic development. I
Well, we want our legacy businesses
mean, we
to
do.
continue.
We do.
That's right. Tom, anything going on with you? I mean,
No, just staying busy. I'm excited about this survey. I'm excited to get the results back. Our deadline for this is what I think the
Yeah, we didn't say that,
15th
did we?
of June.
I
or-
think we should probably push that out a little bit, but we're shooting for mid to end of June. But
Okay.
if we, we're trending, we're getting there. But I want to get as many responses as possible, so I want to build in some of that time.
But this
I love a sense of urgency, though. So if you want to
Yeah.
tell them middle
Well,
of June,
it's a
you
plea.
tell 'em.
Yeah.
We really need that information.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I'm excited about that. So we'll go.
all
from
right. Well, congratulations on the survey. And it's
Yeah.
great. It's really nice. But we're going to put the link in the story. Please go there, fill it out. You don't have to be a business owner to fill this out, right? I mean,
That's
Someone's-
who we're targeting, but
Right.
the survey's open to anybody.
Sure.
Absolutely.
and just put in there you don't have a business, put 0 employees. But, it might be a couple points that someone says, I really think we should be doing it.
Well,
Sure.
we're looking for comments from absentee business owners too.
Sure.
There's a lot of businesses in town, a lot of rentals in town, and things like that. Where if the owner doesn't live in this town, they live in a neighboring town.
Sure.
We need their comments.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll get the word out and
Thank you,
let's
Mike.
get some more going
Thanks,
here.
Mike.
We appreciate it. Thanks again. Appreciate it.